game 2, what's this draft going to look like, figuring out, again, it's whenever you get these patches, and there are very notable heroes, right, that are extremely strong in the meta, you have to solve the first 6 heroes, right? What are your bans? What are your first 2 picks? And then that can actually set you up for some serious success going into your 3-4s.
First, we saw a lot of success from Monkey King Lina. Combinations in the group stages and towards the start of the main event. The results haven't really played out in the last few, though. It seems that teams are figuring it out.
Yeah, those heroes are definitely still top tier heroes, but you know, they're situationally strong, and they're not necessarily like a 1-2 pairing. We saw in that one series, but it isn't always the most obvious opening because the other team is almost always going to grab Monkey King anyways in the first place.
We do get a first phase puck ban. That's how much respect they have for Universe.
Well, it might still be sort of like that throwaway, right?
Well, Newbee's also first pick this time.
Yeah.
So it's
it also leaves the Earth Spirit and the Monkey King in there.
Right, so I think it's more interesting that EG didn't ban out the Monkey King. And maybe they have something in preparation. I think they're personally more scared of Magnus. And then Lifestealer is just always so annoying to deal with.
Especially after yesterday.
Did Newbee pick this Monkey King just to make sure the EG don't get it, Kevin?
I think it's worth it, yeah. I feel like letting your opponents have Monkey King +1 is guaranteeing one of your lane goes well. You already have the best roaming hero. Your support has great team fight. It covers everything. Like it's like a Warlock with an Earth Spirit put together, basically.
Too expensive to throw away, so Newbee have taken it, and EG have locked in a Slardar and a Lina. Left the Earth Spirit there because they know that Newbee won't take it.
Yeah, it's really good. Again, I feel like the Slardar really makes sure that the Lina does scale later into the game. You're not so set on this Lina just being like this like mid-game hero. You can now rely on it to scale a bit, so it matches. It doesn't fully match the Invoker, but it does kind of shadow the same sort of thing we expect. I think it's much better than the Earth Spirit Lina opening. It's very rare to say that.
Right. I agree. And interestingly enough about Sumail's Lina, he does not take the respawn timer. He takes the extra Light Strike Array damage, and it's because with that, it's very similar to the old TI, the NA special.
Yeah, let's borrow one from EG on this one then.
Yeah, but with Sumail's Lina, he takes the Light Strike Array damage because it becomes like the old Lina where you can clear an entire creep wave now with just Light Strike Array plus Dragon Slave.
And I think the other cool thing is it gives him different build options as well. He goes the Yules into Aether Lens build, and what was cool about it last time they did it is they paired it with a Centaur. So Centaur would look for a fight, blink, stun, and it looked like he wasn't going to be able to catch up in time, but with the Aether Lens and the Phase Boots, he gets there in time. Lands the follow-up stun, guarantees a kill, whereas if you go the Bloodstone build, yeah, you farm faster, yeah, you have more mana, but he's going to be able to turn kills a lot easier in the mid-game without needing like a Shadow Blade follow-up. So I actually like the way that Sumail's playing. I think it's a little bit more inventive and definitely has more variability.
Aggressive. It's a very Sumail style.
Yep. He's basically saying, why do I need low cooldown on respawn? I'm not going to die.
Oh, he's definitely going to die. Let's be real here. He is definitely going to die.
It's going to be good this game against Abaddon too. Just Yules him when he gets the ult off. Stuff like that.
Okay, into the second phase. So we do lose a Drow.
I think maybe EG should ban away Storm. I don't know, something about it. It's like this Abaddon. How do you make it work? It's this question mark that the Chinese players keep on running into. They pick up this Abaddon, but then they sacrifice their initiation quite heavily, and they just look off every single time. And I was trying to think of like what other heroes can really like mask that, and it's kind of like just Storm Spirit. Like Invoker and Storm, I think, are the only two mids that Newbee can really get here.
Well, they've gone.
Yeah, you like that?
No, I agree because at this point now it almost has to come from your mid because your 4 position, which is your Monkey King, it doesn't really initiate for you. Your offlaner is an Abaddon, also doesn't initiate for you, and those are typically the two positions where you want your initiator to be. And now you don't have that.
Yeah.
I think it's like super interesting because like Mike, Ike's Mike tweeted out. Ike's Mike tweeted out yesterday. You know, the inventor of offlane Abaddon. He tweeted out like none of these Chinese Abaddons have any idea what they're doing. I think that does have a lot to do with how teams are drafting around it.
So is that the issue? The draft? It's not. Is it play style? Is it?
That's probably a mix of all of it. You know, at the same time, you know, who knows what Mike knows.
They still pick up the Keeper of the Light against an Abaddon, but it is a great Monkey King hero, so that's still acceptable. I think it does cover some of the weaknesses of the Slardar. He's not like the best lane pusher or anything like that, and he's also a very poor laning phase offlaner, like really bad. And they get Cuddle Naga. Okay. So there's another combo at 3-4.
Yeah, I don't think Newbee saw that coming, did they?
No, I think they really need
banned out the Alchemist again, when EG have basically gone away from it since the opening day.
Again, they haven't first round opened it yet. It's been banned literally every series second phase, so I think I'm more surprised by the Drow a little.
Yeah, it didn't fit from the first two.
Drow Lina makes a lot of sense for making the Lina better, but Naga is going to be a pain in the butt for Newbee to deal with. They don't have very good illusion clear. They don't have very good wave push. I think they're just going to get super pressured here. At least Newbee's 5-man looks really good if they win lanes. They can definitely crush towers, but EG can also just go into other lanes and push them with Naga, with Keeper, with Lina. Those are like some of the best wave pushers. So I feel like it's going to be hard for Newbee to actually group his 5 and just allow themselves to take towers even with the gold advantage.
Why didn't you take a Storm? Now it's out. What do they even do? Like they just pick up a late game mid?
They don't have Storm. They don't have Invoker. I think Dusa doesn't have any heroes to enable her.
No, there's nothing there.
Do you go like
Invoker's gone? That's
TA?
That's not going to work against Radiance. Slardar, Lina.
And TA and Lina is not a great matchup either.
Come up with 5 though, with the ban.
Well, that's the OG influence.
Yeah.
The Naga Enigma combo.
Yeah. It's pretty deadly.
Oh, Newbee. The offlane heroes for EG is still Centaur in the pool.
Yep. Maybe it's a mid jug and they do something. Is there a safe lane carry that can change this for them?
Oh, Batten.
That changes a lot of things, Kevin, but I don't think for the better.
What about like a Clockwork or something like that? Something that can force ganks and fights at least?
I don't think Clockwork solves your problems either. At the end of the day, you still have a Naga to deal with, and so that's what they're going for, Ember Spirit.
Okay. It's good at anti-split push, gives them some burst.
It's not a great matchup against Lina, though.
No. Maybe they can roam well with Monkey King Ember.
The off-lane Shaker.
I mean, that is another, that you don't have Enigma. Instead, you have the Earthshaker set up, so...
I like it. I like the Earthshaker. I think EG's draft is better. They had the upper hand all the way through. I think the Ember pick was good. It does something.
Let me solve this real quickly for you, Paul. EG?
EG. EG.
Yeah.
EG.
There you go. Really? Paul. Yeah. Well, okay. I think you may have done that faster than the graphics can actually do.
Let's go production.
They can't keep up. It's so fast. Well done. All for EG up here, as you can see on the screen. Cat, Charlie, and Purge have all gone with the evil geniuses. Have they come up with the evil plan? Let's find out as they head into game 2, looking for a place in round 4 of the lower bracket.
Absolutely, Reda. Let's find out. We saw, obviously, game 1, the panel. Indeed, they got it right. A lot of hope on the evil geniuses train, and game 1 looked very, very convincing. We've seen the draft for this time round. Are you a little more confident with what Newbee have? There's no kind of surprise Wraith King, no kind of questionable heroes, would you say?
A little more. Again, I think I'm with the panel. I slightly prefer EG's draft. They're the ones who have put Newbee on the back foot in terms of draft, like where Newbee have to make plays. They're going to be put under pressure to deal with the Naga Siren. They've got heroes that can do it. U9 Jug, probably one of his better heroes. SCC Ember Spirit, another one of his better heroes, and a hero that gave them some catch. I feel like that's the weakness of the Abaddon. We've seen this hero lose a lot. We have seen it win, though, and they need a hero that could find pickoffs, find some catches around the map, and that's what Ember brings to the table. Like I just looked at the draft, and I'm like, they need catch, they need a mid, Ember. I'm like, this has got to be the pick for them. It's going to solve some problems, but it could still be tough. Shaker is going to be the hero designed to just catch the Ember Spirit. You've got long-range Fissure from Fog to set up gank. You've got the Blink Echo Slams later on, so not going to be like an easy Ember game by any means.
And I'll be very interested to see how Newbee are able to pull off their own Monkey King.
We saw cheesy beard.
Dude, that's a man.
I love it.
He's chill, he's laid back. He's dealt a few bananas in his time, and now he's ready to deal the pain in this game 2. But yeah, Monkey King, we saw in the drafting phase, we were kind of talking about it back in the lounge. It looked like Newbee, they took their time with it. They're like, we've left Monkey King in. We can't let EG have it. We've got to take it ourselves. Are they going to be able to play it as well as Zai did? That is the question, and that is quite a level to reach, because Zai's Monkey King game 1 caused all sorts of issues for Newbee in the laning stage.
Different style of Monkey King will be coming out. Kaka going for the level 1 tree dance, not going to play that zoning Monkey King. Puts down some early deep wards. Is he going to go for the rune? We'll see if that's going to be the case. He's scouting out around the area. There's a shaker, and it looks like...
it's too risky.
He's going to go for the harass, I think. Try and catch Sumail on the way back. No, he's not even going to do that.
Bottom lane. Crit. And Zai getting some good hits in onto KP. Zai trying with the body block. KP is able to get himself around, but nonetheless taking a fair bit of harass there.
No courier snipes for you. Courier's hugging the tier 3 tower, so that won't be happening. Doesn't look like the monkey's been scattered yet. At least no pings, no movements towards the Monkey King, but ultimately something that EG well aware of. We saw this like in the group stage a lot, where it was this level 1 Monkey King, turn himself in a tree, try snipe some couriers, and instead he's going to realize that's not working. Let's go for the harass.
Absolutely. Here's the go on Sumail. Still level 1. Went for the point of Dragon Slave, so no stun to hold them back, but it doesn't look like it matters, as Newbee do not have quite enough damage to bring him down, even between the two of them. Bottom lane, KP kind of being stuck in the trees here. Zai and Crit once again forcing KP to back out of the lane. And as we see, obviously, the overall story of these laning positions chosen, we're not seeing, as Newbee did in game 1, go for the aggressive lanes. They are keeping the Jug to the safe lane rather than looking to pit him head-to-head against Arteezy.
Yeah, I think they just want to do stable lanes, make sure that they're not going to do something risky. If they're going to go down, they're just going to do it with a standard laning setup where they just play things in a fairly normal way. Monkey was in the neighborhood of the career, didn't find it. Instead, it looks like he's going to try and make a play here on Sumail, who has already salved up. It doesn't look like much is going to come from the aggression on mid lane as far as getting kills, trying to bully Sumail.
CS-wise, not really making the huge differences at the moment. 9073, but Sumail does have that wave coming into him.
Has leached some XP as well away from the Ember Spirit, which is something Sumail may have a bit of an edge in terms of experience advantage here. And yeah, as you said, CS-wise doing just fine on the Lina.
Kaka grab himself the bounty rune here from the top. Maybe looking towards making something happen in that top lane. I mean, Universe, level 2, certainly a target that they could go for. A good slow from the spring, and allowing Jug to get the chase down with the Blade Fury could certainly make something happen.
Yep. It's going to be Shaker back in the jungle, though. May have spotted the Primal Spring, not sure on that.
Yeah, oh no, there normally was, but I guess, yeah, realizing he's not revealed himself mid for a bit as well.
Very early sleight of fist point coming from SCC. With the DD rune, it is kind of nice. You got some just cheap harass off, but hopefully not saying that's all that conventional.
Bottom lane, KP. It's getting a little bit of experience, but certainly as we're seeing, not similar to other games we've had here on the main stage, where Abaddon's been able to get farm in this bottom lane, as he is being heavily harassed by the support duos. Actually split up now and move towards the mid lane.
I think they're expecting
in the neighborhood.
This is the stage where the next Monkey King gank isn't designed to harass Sumail, it's designed to kill him. Ember's got enough levels where he wants to go for the kill. He's actually still level 3, so maybe I say that, but with the sleight of fist point, this 1-1-1 skill build is not very conducive to getting kills. SCC is struggling here. This is actually just going to be harass, and the fact you can't go for kills at this point because Ember is somewhat under-leveled, Kaka's leech, perhaps too much XP at this point. Sumail's just doing pretty well on CS and denies, a half level ahead because of the Monkey King leeching. I really feel like that limits what they can do.
Yeah, and interesting, of course, with the Monkey King, level 2 hasn't put any points in the Jingu Mastery, so that right-click harass really limited.
Yep.
I mean, Boundless Strike on his own at level 1, not really doing too much in terms of stun duration or damage without those passive stacks built up, so Kaka not really being as effective as he would have hoped for, it feels like, in these first 4 minutes, as we saw most of the attention towards that mid lane, but Sumail hasn't been knocked off course whatsoever. In fact, Kaka could be in trouble now. Zai and Crit with eyes on him. Can he get himself away? There's the Boundless Strike, but yeah, level 1 doesn't do a lot at all. Maybe if he gets the haste rune, but Zai already there with the body blocks, and Kaka, and they keep him alive. Mist Coil certainly will help, but again, just moving Sumail into position, and even better for EG, as Sumail is the one to pick that first blood up, and the Monkey King not off to great success.
Dream start. Sumail thinking about getting aggressive here, won't be able to do so. Monkey actually TP's back in, but Sumail with a haste rune. Seen this before in his Lina, not something you can easily gank or deal with, and SCC still very under-leveled. Doesn't feel like these lanes have worked out how Newbee intended them to. it is kind of cool that there is multiple ways you can play this early roaming Monkey King. Like you think Ricky, Bounty, there's really only one kind of way to play them. I mean, you can go to different lanes, but Monkey there is like you can play the zoning Monkey or you can play the roaming harass Monkey, and that's what we've seen, but the ineffectiveness of it has really limited what Newbee can do. Hasn't been able to zone Sumail, hasn't been able to find a courier, hasn't been able to find kills on the Earthshaker. That's kind of like the other pick you can go for, and end result is Sumail is winning his 1v2 matchup effectively. Zai is lurking around expecting like another Monkey King game, which looks like it could be coming in soon, so his presence will be very important, and they may actually turn this one around. But
Kaka actually looking to walk down and go for something, but Zai trying to move in position for the stun. Sumail falling incredibly low, won't quite go down. Zai with the crush onto the Ember, forcing SCCC away. The chains will hold back Zai. But again, Newbee bringing 3 to the mid lane. EG with the response and making sure that Sumail does not get taken down.
Sumail was very close to killing any one of those 3 heroes. One more nuke would have done it to the Crystal Maiden or the Monkey King with a Dragon Slave, but very well-timed and good positioning from the Slaughter there. It's often like a misconception as a support, like, oh, carry a TP and TP mid if your carry gets died. If you have to TP there, you're not saving Sumail. You've got to be there before the TP opportunity is there. So the awareness from the Slaughter to recognize the gank that's going to be coming in. Also know that Ortiz doesn't need help. He doesn't need other heroes down bottom anymore. He's got the sustain from the Arcane Boots to spam out farm the lane, and it's in the bad, and it's not like he's going to get bullied all that much. If anything, until KP gets level 6, it's going to be the Naga bullying KP at this point.
Both safe laners certainly finding the space, but RTZ just that little bit more so, as he has been clearing out the camps as well, close to the lane, keeping himself ahead of that farm of U9. But as mentioned, Jug, certainly one of U9's stronger heroes. Interesting to see what kind of build he goes, but mid lane, Sumail, of course, level 6 he was, had that Laguna ready to pop, and Ember just getting caught out, SCC outplayed. Top lane Kaka, maybe looking to make a go onto Universe, but it's hard to do so. Universe with a lot of stuns to turn around any sort of tower dive, and Kaka realizes that, only keeping vision, not looking to dive. Talking about diving those die, close to tier 1, but again gets out. Kaka was thinking about TPing across, but no way that he could have got there soon enough to hold him under the tower.
Uni is just being able to spend the entire kind of early game jungling up, has the Iron Talon. Monkey's been like annoying and like leeching XP here and there, stealing bounty runes, but Universe is still level 5.5. Hasn't really been caught out. Kaka can't solo kill him at this point, unless Universe gets really low, and doesn't look like that's something that's going to happen. He's just going to stay here, leech XP. And they give the offlane to Zai, so Zai kind of under-leveled on the Slaughter. He's just been roaming around, helping out the lanes. Is perhaps the kill that you can get if you're Newbee.
Here's the setup for the kill that they need. Newbee will find something to bring them on the board, and that will certainly open up this top lane to continue to put the pressure on this tier 1.
The lowest value kill you can find though right now.
For sure.
You definitely want to kill the Slaughter because you don't want him just sitting top getting those levels. He's level 2. He's looking to catch up, find some CS if possible, but ideally even just get himself level 4 or 5, get Corrosive Haze online. But you definitely take that kill, but ultimately doesn't really help Newbee. It just slightly hurts Zai and his progression. You're still losing these lanes pretty badly. Sumail's still going to continue to be a big problem. We've seen this Lina work very well against Ember, going for this fast Yule Scepter build, just able to instantly purge off the Flame Guard.
Actually, Henry here doesn't have the mana for the combo though. SC will back off.
Has he got friends? Doesn't look like it. Our Radiant Sentry, and we'll see if he falls prey to this one. Does come out of the invis just to continue farming.
Top lane again. They know Karkar's around and maybe wondering if SC was going to come across because the line was drawn from EG. Keep themselves very safe. Close back towards that tree line. Mid lane Zai and Sumail putting the pressure on. Tier 1 falling very, very low. Bottom lane, KP is getting a bit of space on the Abaddon with RTZ heading into the jungle. And in fact up towards the top half of the river, Kaka will find the setup with a Boundless Strike. Managing to connect the slow as well, and with SC coming across, they could have a good shot at bringing down Sumail. They'll surround him with 4, and Newbee get themselves certainly the kill that they hoped for. At the same time, though, Universe will just drop the Echo straight onto Kaka's head. But still, overall, getting Sumail, that's what Newbee hoped for.
That's the big kill they desperately need. Took quite a big commitment, but hey, you take it however you can get it, and use whatever spells you need to. Good chase down. Well, executed Primal Spring from Kaka, and now Newbee do set themselves up to try and take this early tier 1 tower. Problem is Coddle's constantly in these trees spamming, and same for the Earthshaker. It's just constantly using this fissure from the sideline. So Coddle Earthshaker probably like the best like duo for defending towers with. You fissure, you illuminate, creep wave goes down. If you're a hero trying to hit even like a jug where you want to go in Blade Fury down a creep wave or Blade Fury and right click the tower, doesn't necessarily work because you get stunned and nuked down by the illuminate at the same time. You can't actually Blade Fury dodge the illuminate damage. God, Arteezy is looking at like a very fast Radiance timing this game as well.
They need to do something about him.
I don't know what that is though. It feels like they've got too many other issues to address on the side lanes. It seems like it's KP's just being told, do the best you can to contest his farm. We've got Lina problems. We've got Earthshaker problems. We've got a top lane tier 1 tower to push. If you start roaming around the Radiant jungle trying to kill him, you're giving Slada free farm at top to get his Blink Dagger. You're giving Shaker free farm to get his Blink Dagger. So I feel like in some ways the easier problems to address is the Blink Dagger timings of Shaker and Slada, and as well as the Lina's progression. So considering how bad the lane stage has gone for Newbee, they've just got to, you know, pick their poison. Let Naga get the Radiance and try and find the kills elsewhere.
What about U9 and Faye finding Sumail again? Sumail did not expect that. The presence of Newbee in the jungle. As you can see, no wards from EG around their own bottom jungle area. The immediate D ward though will be there onto Newbee's vision. And again, it's big kills for Newbee. Finding Sumail a second time, getting themselves a tier 1 on the bottom lane. They're starting to move this juggle around, get U9 active, and find big objectives and pickoffs.
Yeah, they've got to, and I like that they are prioritizing Sumail right now. Stop him from snowballing too hard. This just helps enable your Ember Spirit a lot more. If there's that really fast Yules, Aether Lens pickups, the Shadow Blade is a really dangerous item for Ember Spirit to have to play into. You don't want to let him get too far. Ember, not that he counters a Naga or anything, but he's not like afraid. He's not going to die to a very farm Naga early on. So they're finding the kills on Sumail and slowing down his progression somewhat. And as you said, U9 has to get involved, has to be active, and the fact that he is very much one of the solutions for Newbee.
Phase boots picked up for Kaka, was getting space on that top lane. Universe about halfway towards his Blink Dagger, as we can see there with a 1250. And Crit coming up to join him as well on this top lane. Maybe to see if they can put a bit of pressure onto Kaka. Also Arteezy moving, heading up to this top half of the map. 3.5k gold, 12 minutes in. It indeed continues to look to be a very solid Radiance timing, unless Newbee can throw a spanner in the works. And there is a smoke movement from SCCC and Faith.
They know Lina's alone. They had the ward up top, so they saw Naga rotate, they saw all those heroes.
Can they get, they've actually pinged on the wrong illusion here.
That was, in the moment decision, was incorrectly guessed there by Newbee, and they went on the right Lina. It would have been a quick kill. AEG can't respond fast enough to save Lina there most likely, but once you make the wrong initial jump.
Kaka jumping across, but the tree's taken down by Sumail. He will be kept alive by a little bit by the mist coil. Sleep comes through from Arteezy. Kaka, can he get himself out? He can't. Fish is straight away. In fact, the Fish connecting also SCC as well. Beautiful combo there as they catch two, and they're not done yet. They're blinding light KP backwards. That's got the ultimate. U9 still in the neighborhood, pops an Omni Slash to instantly disperses Zai. Has found the Slada. Universe continues to move in position, still has an Echo Slam if he sees the opportunity to do so. Doesn't need to for a CM, as Sumail will get a double kill. And that whole kind of period really just accelerating in favor from EG ever since Newbee jumped in on the wrong illusion.
EG just playing well as a team and coordinating the song to make sure they got the insta-stun as the song ended onto the Ember Spirit, meaning that he couldn't Remnant away, and he just got blown up. And that's like the one hero if you're EG that you want to have a bad game is the Ember Spirit. Like, you're not overly scared about a Jug farming a lot or even about it, and you can deal with those problems later, but if Embers get snowballing, that's a problem hero. Not to mention SCC is just often that snowbally player that you want to shut down when it comes to Newbee.
Kaka just getting gone up on that top lane. I believe the Radiance recipe has been picked up by KP.
Yep. No Relic though, just going for the casual Radiance recipe
just catching
inventory.
In, making sure that he minimizes his gold losses if he gets taken down.
Yeah, I think he perhaps thought he was going to die in mid lane when he had to use the borrowed time, but they went for the CM instead. So, but now he's bought the recipe, so he doesn't have that opportunity to make the big jump to the Relic first, so may not pay off in the end. Not the biggest deal, but KP will be farming for some time. Also signals to EG, hey, I'm going Radiant now that they see the recipe. Not that it would have been a big surprise to them, probably the expected item pickup and also something they would quickly realize when he doesn't buy anything for some time.
Universe with that blink complete, queuing up the Midas next, as it's pretty much part of the course here in this current meta. KP, ult will be popped, Sumail's got the setup, and with the three of them surrounding him, they will be able to ensure that they get the kill. Sumail just making sure he gets the gold there with the Laguna, and EG themselves ready to find this still one on the top lane. Newbee looking elsewhere across the map still. Very impressive farm on U9. We've seen in these last few fights, even the ones that have gone EG's way, he's still been able to kind of find a quick kill with the Omni Slash and get himself back out to safety. And it's keeping him in a very good position so far. Faith, though, in trouble. He's been amped up. Zai's on the east. The rest of EG coming in from the west. And no hope for the CM. As another kill for Universe. The tower up top is secured. But Newbee will look to get this trade down on the bottom. The fortification comes out. They're sending the call across. As Triple C and U9, can they stick around for this one? Mass TP's coming through as well. Sumail has arrived. Looks for the light strike. The chains will be there to catch the animation. Universe jumps in with the Echo Slam, but already the Ember's out. Quick reactions from Triple C. Stun onto Kaka. Kaka taking huge damage from the tower with the Amplify. There's the Omni jumping in onto Crit, bringing him low. Not quite enough though. And with RTZ wrapping around with the Riptide, EG will be able to punish Newbee, get them off that tier 2. And a big kill for them this time. Sumail able to bring down U9, who's been top of the board. And definitely the biggest issue for EG is that Jug was getting a little out of hand.
Sumail and Uni have just continued to make the plays for this EG team. They've definitely been the high performers when you look at EG and like who's stood out, who's been winning them games. I mean, they are put in those playmaking position roles. Really great defensive yules, and Uni made a fantastic play. The fissure timing as the Blade Fury ends. If he doesn't fissure there, the Omni Slash comes out. Omni Slash has this slight cast time, and he basically prevents Sumail from getting caught out by the Omni Slash because of that the timing on that. So really nicely done. Covers Sumail. Didn't hit the biggest Echo Slam that he was hoping for, but ultimately the follow-up play was where he kind of saved his teammate and also made sure that they had the ability to kill off the Jug.
Yeah, it was a heads-up attempt with the Echo, you know, trying to get that instant stun onto the Ember, but SC was very, very quick with the Remnant out.
So that does stunt the Juggernaut a little bit, getting that big kill for EG, and not to mention they just got that Radiance on Naga, so this is where Naga's kind of been neck and neck a bit with the Jug slightly behind. Things will quickly change for EG and RTZ as he accelerates in farm with this newly purchased Radiance.
Definitely, as we can see at the moment, the biggest difference really being between the two mids. SC needing to catch up a bit to be on par with Sumail. Sumail has been able to claim quite a bit with these kills that he's picked up. You know, Kaka's in the trees. Now look for the light strike. Won't find it. That maneuverability, of course, for the Monkey King. Leaps and bounds away from EG.
You can't do anything about it. He's even just... Oh, is he baiting them in?
Ooh, they were with the light strike. He did get off the tree in time, though. And, yeah, Kaka. It's too strong. As EG, even with the four of them up there, and a hell of a lot of ways to stun him, just can't catch him.
A wonderful creation, this Monkey King.
Masterful, as the Toad.
But yeah, KP continues to farm 2k gold. Kind of like him, Naga, fighting over the farm in the jungle. Faith is actually going to be able to find a kill here, like with the freezing field. Nicely done. It's just a Slaughter, but I mean, Shaker's already got Blink. Anything you can do to slow down the Slaughters one?
Yeah, what's the progress on Zai's gold actually? How?
2.1k net worth. He's not doing great. 1400. So yeah, it's a bit of a way there.
Lose a bit of a chunk though, as you mentioned. Yeah, for sure.
It's not like a necessary ingredient, but to get the Blink right now, like you've got the Naga who's doing fine, but you're not using Shaker's Blink as like a fight starter. You don't start a fight with like a Blink Fissure or Totem typically, or Blink Echo, yes, if you can catch an Ember. Like that's why Shaker wants the Blink. He wants that so he can insta-stun and take out an Ember from a fight, or a Jug. So Blink Echo is used for the cause. If you're ganking around using smoke and you're trying to just gank whoever, that's why Slaughter leads. He's looking for the Monkey King, the CM. He doesn't care.
They saw him there with that tree jump as he went between the vision, but again...
Out once more. He is amped. It doesn't matter.
The crowd loves it.
That definitely gets a few O's frogs.
Oh, what's Sumail's
done? He's like, I really want this Monkey King.
He really, really, really wants that Monkey King. Faith will get out, and so will Kaka. TP's out from the trees.
That is obnoxious.
I mean, Kaka certainly struggled to to really kind of get himself felt in the laning stage, but almost in this section, 19 minutes in, he's certainly creating space and opening up the map as EG have been on the chase for him, and they just can't quite grab him.
Yeah, I think the big stat to look at there is the wards place. He's the one getting all the vision. That's what Monkey King has brought to this team, is the vision advantage. He's constantly scouting it out. He's tanking smoke ganks, wasting EG's time and planting good observer wards deep on the map. Some of them have been dewarded and found by EG, but some have also been maintained and used to set up kills, prevent ganks from happening. So has been very instrumental when playing from behind. Having a vision advantage like this can make a big difference.
Very impressive as well, really. Still looking at U9's Jug, he is keeping on level with a Radiance Naga. For the time being, of course, at least, you do certainly expect to see that difference start to break away, but to still, at 20 minutes, have very minimal of a difference between the two of you. It just goes to show how well he is farming and keeping his efficiency up across the map.
Yep. See the food to travel now for our TZ, so makes that next big item jump. No rush for EG to try and fight. They may look for the smoke moves around the blink on Slaughter, as said. He's like their main initiator to find pickoffs and start fights.
Samael caught up by a boundless strike. SCC and Faith in the neighborhood. He will use himself up, try and get away. And in fact, with the Echo Slam from Universe, the turnaround will be there. They've found the Monkey King, won't find SCC who's out. And now it's Universe in trouble. Omni slash onto Zai. It's still Newbee coming out on top despite Uni's best efforts to turn it with an Echo. He jumps in, but EG lose all three.
Yeah, if he
just for the Monkey.
Yeah, if he manages to get the Echo off and Sumail actually uses spells before dying, we could have seen a bigger turnaround, but great position on the high ground from the CM. We've seen some fantastic freezing fields this tournament. CM play from players like Nuts has been great. That CM positioning there with that freezing field, providing the extra damage and doing a really good job as well. And SCC held onto his spells. He waited for the defensive yields before committing in. Really great follow-up steering chains as well, catching too. So nicely played. U9 making the necessary rotations, and Newbee, important kills to be getting considering the state of this game. There's a free farming Naga, but they are trying to match that with the Radiance on Abaddon as well. Not to say Abaddon's going to farm anywhere near as fast as a Naga, but what it matches it in the sense you've got three farming cores. You've got a Midas Radiance offlaner, you've got an Ember in the mid, you've got a Jug. All three of these heroes will scale, they'll go late, they'll farm very well. Shaker doesn't really match up to the farm rate of an Abaddon. He's trying to do so with his Midas purchase, but not sure that's going to necessarily come online fast enough. And on the Newbee side, you've got Midas coming on Monkey King as well. Perhaps a CM considers a Midas. So it's going to be a lot of greed from both sides where they can get away with it.
I mean, this is already looking so much better for Newbee as compared to game one. This is pretty much the clash that we hope for between these two sides, where we're already, 22 minutes in. Yeah, Newbee, I mean, 10k lead in terms of experience. Net worth, of course, a little less so, but still the lead is there.
It's still hard to talk about it in how big a strategic lead when you're versing a Naga, because this is a hero that's often designed to play from behind, to have poor starts, really take some time to get online, have to split push later on. But Newbee, I feel like, don't have issues scaling. They're going to be able to secure a Roche themselves. They're going to be able to go well into the late game with all three cores. They're not all in on the early to mid game. They haven't gotten ahead by playing super aggressive and dominating the lanes. They've gotten ahead by playing a farming efficiency game.
Oh, Roshan, of course, being the objective here for Newbee, and EG absolutely none the wiser as they are positioned down towards the bottom. Maybe looking to catch them out. Finally, Samael will TP to the shrine, but not looking to head towards Roche. And Newbee, they'll get away with this one for free. U9 picking it up, and indeed this Jug looking very scary. Manta Diffusal. Yep. Scardy queued up for him next.
He could just, he's going for, it looked like a blink before the Scardy. He can just jump on the Lina, try and take her down to the start of the fight using that Diffusal. Can't rely on the defensive yields so much anymore, and is a very handy pickup. Those kills on Sumail this game around that kind of, after losing the lanes, getting a couple of kills there, really kind of slowed him down. It's an overall kill lead for EG, but most of those came in the very early game laning stage. Since then, it's been a much more Newbee-driven story, as KP gets his Radiance and is farming very well on the Abaddon.
And as you said, a lot of eyes on the RTZ Naga this game.
Yes.
To make Naga things happen.
Well, he's kind of been in the backseat for EG. A lot of their wins, at least the main stage, haven't been influenced by him. He's been the player getting shut down. It's been Sumail and Universe really showcasing their ability to make plays. Now it's Arteezy's turn to step up. This is his game. Like, Sumail, he's been pressured. He's been shut down. Like, this is where EG need to show this is a game where this is like all 5 of their players can step up when needed. Arteezy, this game very much on him. They're playing from behind. He needs to do his thing on Naga Siren. There's plenty of room for the teammates. I mean, you've got a Blink Shaker, a Blink Slider. These heroes can find pickoffs, make plays, but it's the Arteezy Naga that EG will have to fall back on.
Bottom lane, Sumail. Taking down the tier 2, and again the trades looking to be made. U9 and SCCC up at the top with backup as well on the side of Newbee there guarding them. So EG would have to be very careful about coming forward for any sort of a defense, and it looks like they are not going to bother. They'll let Newbee take the tower. Bottom lane as well, KP actually able to get the deny.
Not bad, not bad. Very tough for Lina to like move out and defend lanes or go for kills anymore. The Ember Jump, the Juggernaut just as farmed as he is a big problem, so we're seeing the struggles. And another big thing about Newbee's draft, the scaling late game, full position Monkey King with a Midas at that scales very well.
It can get disgusting.
We saw it with EG when we had Zai. Yeah, he played it in that game 1 against Faceless, and it felt like, okay, Faceless is doing really well there, dealing with this EG draft, and suddenly it's like, oh wait, there's not just 3 cores, there's Zai as well. He's actually a carry as well with that Monkey King.
It's just crazy how much Monkey King can do with a fraction of the net worth that other heroes require because of that ultimate. And we may certainly see that this game. Interesting, the kind of a difference in approach that you got. Obviously, the early Midas, something that's not too much rarity, but going for that Shadow Blade before well, either the Echo Saber or predominantly the Skull Basher, which most MKs, especially in that position, do love to get because of how much it steps up what you can do with the ultimate.
His role with an Abaddon in an offlane, the big thing Newbee's draft lacks is catch, and that's kind of his big role. Boundless Strike is a 2-second AoE stun you can use from long range. He needs to get the best possible Boundless Strike, and that's where the Shadow Blade is going to be used to find pickoffs, Shadow Blade through lanes, catch the Naga Siren like hiding back deep. So this is an item that just enables you to find the backlines and get to them. And I think Monkey King is taking a different approach where, yeah, he can scale into a carry and all, but his primary role is going to be those pickoffs. And that's where, I mean, U9 recognizes we don't have good catch. I'm going to get a Blink Dagger. Like, they're trying to compensate for the fact that your draft does lack that catch potential. SCC can't fully commit. He gets caught by a Blink Echo Slam. If there wasn't a lot of disables, you could perhaps rely on SCC, but he's going to be playing a bit more cautious, a bit defensive. He needs to enter the fights at a later time and have heroes like Monkey King tank more of the damage. Heroes like the Juggernaut going in first with the Blade Fury Omni Slash to protect them.
Talking about getting that jump, EG themselves ready to try and make something happen. Crits just picked up the Aghanim Scepter. Daytime, they've got that vision advantage.
Yeah,
with the 4-man smoke, and they want to make something happen and continue to just allow Arteezy to keep the pressure up. You can see all 3 lanes being pushed in by those illusions.
Trying to use that Coddle vision to find that pick. Juggernaut
would be the perfect target. Echo Slam comes in there, actually bursts down Kaka first, and that bit of a jump means they may not get U9. Can they catch him down? They've got the mana leak. He actually blocks himself in for a little bit there with the Mantra Illusions. And at the end of the day, the smoke jumping in with the Echo from Universe, it only gets the Monkey as Jug's allowed to walk away scot-free.
I'm going to be honest. I thought that was the Jug they killed. I just thought that was the Jug with their cannon. I'm like, oh, they got the Jug. Great pick. I wonder if that's what EG thought. I don't know, man. They probably know.
The Arcana confusion.
I need to get my eyes checked, but yeah, it was the Arcana confusion. I actually thought they'd picked off Juggernaut there. I was like, all right, that's a good Echo Slam, you know?
At the end of the day, Phantom Assassin in the mid lane. Still alive. But not what EG wanted there at all. No, not what they wanted at all.
Yeah, the Echo and the Laguna. Big commitment. And see Uni going to a Shadow Blade. I think similarly on the EG side, they need that hero that can roam out, be a pick-off hero. That's his role in the game. And the fact is he has the long-range fissure, but then there was no follow-up stun. So otherwise, Monkey King could Shadow Blade away. He may get like off a boundless. If he gets off a Boundless Strike, perhaps that fight goes terribly wrong for EG. So he just felt like he had to commit an Echo Slam to kill the hero, whether it was a Jug or a Monkey King. And they make sure they get the pick, but ultimately not a very worthwhile smoke for EG. But still, I mean, it's a Naga game, so they're not overly worried, like, okay, we didn't kill a core. It's not like that was a desperation smoke where it had to find a big kill for them. They would just prefer to find a bigger value target.
And now, of course, Kaka will indeed go for that Basher pickup. Shadow Blade on Uni, more jumping potential from himself is there. Yeah, 29.5 minutes in, 12-8. RTZ, of course, with that lead, and is certainly making that gap getting bigger and bigger. It's about 2k ahead just a couple of minutes ago now, 3k ahead of the Jug. And at this rate, I mean, it's just kind of just slow that down. Newbee have to find RTZ and take him out. Otherwise, this pressure really is going to continue to amp up. Bottom lane, jumping onto KP. TP reactions will be coming through. But with the sleep actually from the sidelines here from RTZ, trying to allow EG to deal with the Abaddon before having to face the rest of Newbee. They're moving again, but they can't quite bring him down, and now it's EG that have to be careful. U9 jumping in onto Zai. Zai taken down by the illusions, but they've lost the Monkey King. And RTZ and Universe around a second, bringing out KP. U9 blinks forward though with the Blade Fury. He's picked up a triple kill. He's going to be able to grab himself an Ultra as he finds through in the tree lines as well. And in fact, it's going to be a full team wipe as RTZ chased down and caught out by SCCC and Faith. Newbee again punishing what seems to be EG's desperation to find these team fights, but they never get the big pickoffs they need. I mean, yeah, they got KP, but they can't control SCC, and U9 is just having absolute run-of-the-mill. He can do whatever he wants in these team fights.
The biggest issue there was how much they healed KP. They used him up to try and waste the borrowed time duration, but that level 3 borrowed time just getting longer and longer, and once he landed, they actually threw more spells at him, healing him up. He was in critical HP. All it would have taken was one spell post borrowed time, and you'll see here on the right, like they nuke him down, the Illuminate, the stun, the Dragon Slave, they get him back to full HP.
Yeah, KP's like, thanks for the heals. I mean, they do kill him at the end of the day.
Yeah, that was really bad. They used way too much and wasted way too much time on the Abaddon.
And that chase down potential U9. Just getting maximum usage of those diffusal blade charges. Kill after kill after kill, and the decision, of course, to bring RTZ into it ends in absolute disaster.
In theory, like, RTZ's sleeping, what, 3 heroes off to the left? So
I mean, yeah, literally trapped the whole team. They had a lot of time to work on that Abaddon, but it just wasn't enough. And as you said, with them deciding to play medics for the enemy side, it didn't go great.
Kaka getting that good scouting info. Oh, that's a nice, quick, easy pick. SCC comes in, takes a quick snipe, and really seeing Sumail's fall off. He's very squishy. This build of his, great for early game if you're snowballing, but the second you kind of hit that wall or hit that roadblock, which has been Newbee's mid-game aggression, you look very squishy. Like, his net worth isn't that terrible. It's just the fact you don't have like those tanky items. You don't have the Bloodstone. You don't have the Shadow Blade. You don't have these items that you can like move around the map. The Aether Lens, the Yules. You're still very squishy with these item pickups, and we're seeing it as Newbee have managed to find him time and time again.
And Newbee straight into that Roshan pit. EG with no Sumail. Unlikely to be able to do anything about this one, as again Newbee have control over this area. I'll send in an Argra Illusion, and I won't do anything fancy, as U9 grabs himself the Aegis.
Manta for KP. He's kind of following in the footsteps of his SCA friend Ice Ice Ice, the build we saw come out earlier.
It was very good as well. We saw in the Ice 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 game just using the Manta style illusions with the Radiance to make it very hard for these Blink initiators to find the jump that they can. It's going to cause massive issues for EG with this Slardar and Shaker looking to get in on the front lines. It's just not going to happen when KP's in the neighborhood.
Yeah, it's great. You even put shields on them. It's going to be extra annoying. Very good at getting out of some of these spells like Mana Leak as well. So has extra added value because of that. Abaddon's a hero that can run into mana problems very quickly. Aphotic Shield does cost a good chunk of mana. And if he went for the, I think it's an armor talent over a mana talent, you often actually have, so he's gone for the armor over the mana, which means you have mana problems. I mean, you have mana problems either way, but that's something which you often have to worry about. But yeah, Manta Illusions will be very, very problematic for EG. He's basically role-playing Naga. It's KP. This guy is well known. He used to play for Newbee. Like, he's the off-laner, but when they picked Naga, when they had Hao and Mu on the team, he used to play the Naga. Mu would like swap roles with him, go to the off-lane, play a space-creating hero, or they'd like aggro tri-lane with a Lifestealer, and KP would be like, I'm going mid-Naga, guys. Yeah. There's Naga in the game. I can do it better, even though I'm in a Abaddon.
Well, the Octarine queued up. He's looking exactly to do that what RTZ has been trying to so far this game. Artur, of course, still with the predominant lead. 23,000 net worth And mid lane, the go being made here onto the Crystal Maiden. Maybe can they do anything in response? They are going to jump in onto Sumail with the Omnislash. U9 just destroying the Lina. Crit trying to get himself away. The root will be there from Artur to look to hold back the Jug. But they've lost two. They've lost three as the miscoil from KP flies through. They grab themselves the gem out of the dead hands of evil geniuses.
Oh, no gem for Coddle. Takes away a lot of that vision advantage. Not sure what happened there at the very start. Sumail blinked in into Laguna. It looked like it was on Monkey King based on how much HP he lost, and he didn't actually die to it. So Monkey King surviving meant the Laguna was in some ways ineffective that fight, and Sumail puts himself in a very vulnerable position with that aggressive blink.
RTZ, of course, with his teammates off the map, just making sure that the lanes are pushed out, minimalizing what Newbee can accomplish during this downtime of his teammates.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Newbee are winning fights, but they're not really taking key objectives just yet. But there's no real time limit on their draft. We go back to the fact they can scale very well, even their 4th position Monkey King, a good scaling hero. So they're not worried about taking racks like pre 30, 40 minutes.
And they're certainly winning the farm game across all 3 cores when you compare it. It's, this Naga Siren RTZ is at the top. But again, at this point, 35 minutes in, to only be about 1,500 ahead of the enemy Juggernaut, it doesn't feel good enough.
If you compare roll for roll,
I mean, look
Newbee
at the
miles
network.
ahead. Like Monkey King, a good 3,000-4,000 ahead of the Coddle. Shaker, 7,000-8,000 behind the Baton. Lina, well behind the Ember Spirit now. So Sumail, I mean, he had the dream start. He dominated the early game, but we're not seeing those big items followed up. Has an Aghanim Scepter now. Looking for that increased damage onto the Juggernaut, particularly through the Blade Fury, and does probably notice that Monkey is going to be building. Was looking to eye off a BKB as well. Oh, no, hasn't seen that yet, but is queued up.
MKB there for U9, so Naga Siren Radiant's going to cause less issues for him when he's ready to end the fight very close to that 25 as well. And I imagine he will get the extra agi. Well, we have seen him do a lot with the Blade Fury in this fight, but normally the agi's the way to go. The Blade Fury damage is it's a lot, but
it is. No, absolutely, but I think the mobility of EG's heroes, they kind of you around a little bit. Blade Fury is not reliable damage, and I think you're looking at the ability to hit buildings, which is agi. You can do damage while you Blade Fury hit them. So I think the agi is going to be the way for the overall strategy, is going to be the stronger option.
Artur as well, looking to just tank himself up. Notices the MKB, so rather than the butterfly that we normally see being prioritized, just going to go straight for the heart on his Naga build this game.
Very good, effective lane pushing, cuts all 3 waves, very deep, prevents any kind of a Newbee push in mid lane, fulfilling his role and buying time for EG. It's kind of more a question of what are you buying time for? Is the Lina or Shaker really going to turn this game around with certain items? Can the Naga turn it around eventually? Because Naga is close to that 6-slotted state, so you're buying time, you're dragging the game out, but there needs to be a long-term plan and goal for EG.
I'm a little disappointed by Universe. He had the Crystalist queued up. I was ready for the right-click Shaker, but he's going for the 4 stuff. I mean, obviously the team item here, really, and certainly needed to help kite them away from these bigger cores. Up top, Kaka just finding crit, and he may have been blinding lighted, but his illusions certainly haven't. And Kaka takes the kill.
It's taking a free pick. Pretty short cooldown on Wukong as well, so it's not like you're worried if you go for a push about being down, but also doesn't feel like Newbee are going to be going for a push. They're just having to take what picks they can. They were down like 12 kills to like 6 or something at one point, and they're now well ahead in terms of overall kills, farm, every category you look at. It is a very Newbee dominated game right now. Kaka continues to maintain some very good aggressive wards for his team, and Universe just hasn't been able to find the key pickups. He's been roaming around often in these kind of sneaky spots in trees, waiting for heroes to come farm the map, but the discipline from Newbee has prevented Universe from being effective.
RTZ as well. I mean, the level difference between some of these is massive. You know, RTZ only on level 19, and the kills that U9 has been able to find, he's level 25. I mean, that 6 level difference. That's pretty insane at this point. KP, of course, as well, hitting the 25. It's really starting to reach huge potential, the lineup for Newbee. And we're just going to have to see if this Naga Siren is going to be enough for RTZ and Evil Geniuses to pull it through, or if again we're going to see another game where the Naga pickers get punished on the main stage.
And these 25s are pretty big ones for the Newbee side. Baton as well as Ember Spirit.
Ooh. Nice strike array. Not making the connection. Do they have detection?
They're trying to buy out the Shadow Blade?
I mean, they've got a lot of stun, but
no,
they don't
blind.
have it.
Yeah,
they're doing it blind. And Kaka, can he actually get out? No, okay, Laguna will make sure he doesn't.
That was a heads-up play. They had to guess his position post-song, but they knew, Arteezy knew based on like when he used Song that he definitely caught him in Shadow Blade, so pretty heads-up play to try and buy time out on the Shadow Blade, and even though they missed the blind LSA, they still chased him down. Really nice little kill. Still, just the Monkey King doesn't have buyback.
No, he's down for 50 seconds.
Wasn't a gem carry or anything. That would have been perhaps like the big win is if you got your gem back.
KP has that Octarine complete, so again with his own illusions, able to try and de-push these lanes that Evil Geniuses have been able to maintain very much pressured into Newbee's base because of that Naga Siren. Arteezy's play.
The amazing thing about Abaddon in these late game stages with the Octarine is the active items as well as spells with reduced cooldown. Your shield is a 500 damage block on a tiny cooldown, and all of your items. You've got an 18-second cooldown Manta. I mean, he's got to use Midas Tumble because he's got Octarine and he's got a cooldown reduction talent. Every cooldown is just tiny. Midas, 63-second cooldown Midas, that's the dream.
Yeah, look at the money.
He's just rolling in cash. He's going to pick up his next two big items. He's going to get 6-slotted very quickly at this rate. I wonder what that 6-slotted status is going to be. Maybe something like an AC. Maybe even go like AC, Abyssal if you really want to. Silver Edge could be considered. Definitely one of the games where his farm and net worth is, I see his average net worth much higher than that. He's played very well in this Abaddon and managed to, I mean, everyone on Newbee, that's the thing, like this game is still close and winnable for EG, and it's taken a fantastic performance from Newbee. Say perhaps the early game not quite as strong from Kaka, but he's made up for it since then. The recovery stages have been very polished, and it's no longer recovery for Newbee. It's about how do you get further ahead, how do you actually win this game, how do you ever go high ground against this Naga, and it is going to take some pickoffs. It is going to take like a certain level of catch from their heroes to do so.
Roshan just about to be spawning back up. We've seen the last few times Newbee being the ones that have been able to take it pretty much for free. But now EG getting much more confident in the way that they come out across the map. And I feel like almost certainly we could certainly see them contest. But top lane, Unite jumps in, could be punished. Nice light strike, and Laguna straight into him. The backup's there from KP though. And they will be able to get U9 away from EG.
That was the Ags Laguna too. That didn't, I mean, it did some damage, but it didn't feel like it came close to killing me. It got him down to like slightly below half HP. Ags Aether Lens Laguna Blade. You're looking at some pretty decent damage amp, but not enough by any means. Jug showing he's just happy to Omni-Slash a Slaughter. I mean, those are the kind of ultis which really tell you a lot about Newbee's mentality right now, that they're in no rush to end this game. They don't really think they're going to find team fights. If you're willing to, we saw it earlier, Monkey King, solo ultis a Coddle. Jug, solo ultis a Slaughter. These are supports being solo ultied. And they're not mistakenly being ulti, they're just saying like, we're not finding team fights, we don't need these spells because EG are dodging fights. So it's very much a philosophy from Newbee that they can just approach this game where take whatever kills you can get, just get further and further ahead. We're in no rush, they're in no rush to end things is what they're basically saying.
And of course with that kill again, another situation where Roshan just doesn't get contested. Evil Genius is not feeling the confidence to come out and go for that play around the pit. Even with pretty good tools to do so. The song, the slam, oh, good catch out. The Lincolns will be there to pop the Lincolns.
Laguna onto it. Still get the kill.
Great catch from EG. Down for 100 seconds. No, does have buyback. Can EG forcing that out would be very nice.
That's the kind of pickoff Shaker has been looking for like 20 minutes. Like it's a great pickoff, but the reason EG is struggling so much right now is because that's the first time it's happened. That's that kill they've been trying to find 4 or 5 different times. Universe is always in those trees on the sidelines. Coddle is often lurking around as well, providing that daytime flying vision, but only now do they find that kill. And with Abaddon defending high ground, with Jug as farmed as he is with an Aegis, it doesn't look like EG can force a buyback or do too much. I mean, they can buy time with the Aegis, but again, Newbee's not a team that felt like probably pressured to have to push high ground with his Aegis. They have to address the split push of Naga Siren. They got to just keep finding these pickoffs. But does help EG. We do see Sumail kind of recovering, getting closer and closer to that like true 6-slotted Lina. Has some small items that you realistically want to replace the longer this game goes. You don't really want to end up with a Yule's Aether Lens. Probably will go into some actual physical damage this game. recognizing that Naga isn't like a physical DPS hero to like the true extent that you need to be. There's not much burst damage coming out from the Naga. Much more annoying with the split push and tanky illusion, so I think we'll see Lina with like the corrosive haze amping up the damage, trying to get like a Daedalus or a Bloodthorn, get some crit, get something to just help boost up the DPS.
Lots of money on Joe. I mean, I imagine next for him, the Moonshard still can level up that Diffusal.
He's pretty slot limited now, so Moonshard seems right. Like a Butterfly could be an option, but not going to find Naga. I wonder if Boundless Strike outranges the sleep. I want to say
I believe it should, shouldn't it? Because Fisher does, doesn't it? And I'm pretty sure it's the same, if not longer. I want to say it should. It looks pretty massive. It should. I mean, it must be just on the right.
Song is, they look very similar. Looks like you could be, based on looking at what the Naga circle is, I think you could be just outside and get with the very tip. I mean, he TP'd in trees there, so you weren't going to catch him out there, but more for if you have a ward, for example. There's a dire ward up there in the north trees, so.
Yeah. And I guess if he's worried about messing up as well, he can always BKB before walking into range of Song. Top lane, EG with another catch. Can they get in a time? Well, with the Echo and the Laguna, they can. And that is the gem as well.
Yep.
Back in the hands of EG.
Oh, he had the gem thinking that he can use it to not get Blink Echoed, or to not get Shadow Blade Echoed, but he gets Blink Echoed. Lina can stun from Fog. We saw that in the bottom lane. 2 kills in a row. EG, this is what they need. They've got to keep finding these kills time and time again. That's 2 Ember kills during an Aegis. They're not going to get any use out of this Aegis. Universe is going to go on the hunt again. Now he's gone back for the Crystallis. Now he's going for some DPS. And that's he's found one.
Yeah, just finds a free kill onto Faith.
This is what Newbee did to them. Just got chain pickoffs.
Up top though, Kaka dropping the ult. Universe trapped in it by the multiple bashes. They'll get something in return, but EG certainly, with these kills that they're finding, especially they can find more here. There's a lot of Newbee around though. Kaka pops the BKB straight away and he's good for the rundown onto crit. Zai, still there under the cover of Invis, looking to see if he can do anything. RTZ is coming across with the Song, trying to save crit for the time being, and will allow crit to TP out. So good play from Artur. Saves crit, but no, he might not save himself. Oh, with the Omnisurge, RTZ could have thrown his life away here for the support. He'll try and mantra his way out of this one, but he's not going to make it, and oh no! He should not have tried for that play if he didn't have the duration to get out with the TP and the Song. He saves crit, but losing his own life. Not what EG wanted.
No, not what they wanted at all. This game, it's such a interesting game because it's such a, it's turned into like a brawl where it's like both teams are just finding pickoffs, kills. No, neither team can really push all too well until they kill key heroes. For EG, killing an Ember is enough. Killing a Naga though, that should be enough to try and push and chip at the high ground.
Can they get him to buy back? That's the question. Now let's strike onto Zai. U9 moving in and with the chains. Zai force slow. The big Laguna onto U9. He had to get himself away. Does have the healing ward out.
And the Aegis, so he doesn't mind going down.
Oh, look at SEC's aggression here. Diving behind the racks. Finds one. Gets out just before the Echo. SC and his reactions.
What a timing.
Absolutely godly. Kaka will drop the Wukong's command, make sure that EG cannot get in range of this one. The melee racks will fall. The Fortify coming out a little too late as well. And Newbee move towards mid. They've still got 10 seconds. RTZ is certainly not going to want to buy back in that short amount of time. They may lose a second set of racks here as Newbee moving inside with the jump stun, but immediate reactions from the side of Newbee as they bring down the Slardar. Universe being held back by these Radiance Mantra illusions of the Abaddon. And Newbee will get the range tracks as well. By the looks of it, Light Strike is there onto U9. Now they're going to play it safe. No messing around for that final touch. They've got more than they hoped for.
Can EG find picks on the way out though?
KP on mana still does have the ultimate. And will pop it straight away trying to get out.
May just be left. I think if you're Newbee, you just say he's 1 kill. We're not too worried about that. And he's got 9k gold. KP's like, I think he's just saving up so much. This is like his old Naga days where it's just like, oh, just keep seeing the money come in. But he's got plenty of room to buy some items. I think he's just unsure what the best item is right now. Perhaps a BKB could be something you go for, and we'll see it again here. This is heartbreaking.
Yeah, saves crit. RTZ just walking a little bit. He really wanted to catch that Monkey King, make sure that there was no Boundless Strike chance, but of course, the Song duration not being there for the TP to come out successfully. And that death on the Naga just transcended into losing those 2 melee racks.
That is, crushing. Such a big mistake in a tense moment.
And in a game, as we said, that a lot rests on RTZ.
Yep.
He's got to keep it tight.
Be the accept the pickup for the Abaddon. May even see like a similar kind of build with the Refresher as like a last item pickup. We think it would be very valuable. Like often we're seeing EG just defusal him, use him up when he pops the ultimate. So if he has a second ultimate for extra invulnerability, could definitely pay off for him, but that's perhaps still a few minutes away. 2 lanes of racks EG will have to play up against. Not something impossible for a Naga Siren by any means, but it's more the momentum factor and the position EG have been put in now. You see a big swing in experience. I mean, the experience, there's no more experience for Newbee to gain. They're like all level 25 practically, so all of their core heroes aren't getting XP. So we will see the XP lead obviously shrink over the next 10, 15, 20 minutes until it ends up even, of course.
At this rate, we may even see the CM hit 25. I mean, she's 21 at the moment. What is the level 25? Is it the
extra frostbite duration or Nova damage? Nova damage got buffed recently, like from 200 to 300 as well, so it's a lot of AoE damage. But frostbite, most of the time you go with the frostbite. What's the shake you get at 25? That's a hero who's close. 600 health? Bloody hell, that's a lot of health.
You should take that. I mean, minus 2 seconds. I mean, if you go for this crit,
you know, it's
could be good.
Both can be good. See what Uni decides.
A lot of excitement here in this game as 51 minutes coming up on the clock.
Every EG game just is like absolutely nuts. Apart from like that game 2 versus Faceless, which was a bit more of a stomp.
No, we don't talk about that one. Yeah. No. I don't even remember casting that. No. I believe it was over before I had a cup of tea. And we have this game 2 certainly turning out to be an epic one. As both sides still with a way out of this. EG's, it certainly seems a little more tight, the routes that they have that can lead to victory.
Jug going back for the BKB once. I'd say more than anything, like good against like a lot of the spells. It allows you to just hit the racks during Blade Fury and BKB, but also good against the Song. Something they've kind of lacked as a way just to stop this Song TP from happening. If you can BKB in, he's got an MKB, so we can stop that TP.
EG coming around, they'll find Faith. They'll look to jump the CM first. Ghost Scepter's there, it doesn't matter. But more than enough magical burst. Kaka though, with a huge Wukong's command into the Omnislitch as Sumail's out. RTZ out of mana. He's got the Song. Unite BKB'd up though, looks to take down Crit. RTZ, can he get his way out of this one? He's trying to run, but SC's brought down Zai. He moves on for the second. They've got the bash, they have the control. They've team-wiped Evil Geniuses. 28 to 21, the buyback's starting to come out immediately. RTZ knows he has to be back in the game. Needs to push these lanes out to try and minimize what can happen, and he'll go full in with a purchase. He'll pick up the Bloodthorn.
No waiting around for the Naga Siren at this point. You need that insta buyback. Shove lanes as soon as possible, but bottom lane, there's a creep wave. Newbee will be escorting that creep wave for dear life, knowing that the mega creeps are nearby. Shaker's buyback does come with an Echo Slam, perhaps wanting to hold on to his buyback, but
we need a big echo from Uni.
Yeah. The problem is some of the ultis like Wukong's command come up very quickly, so it won't be long before Newbee has those tools again.
But again, SC's aggression. It will be halted for the moment. RTZ with the Song, 2 seconds on Uni's back. Zai, you get the follow through crush, lure it for the time. See with the sleight of fist to dodge. It's too quick, and on the sidelines there's a monkey in your trees. They've lost Keeper of the Light. RTZ getting extended up, the buyback will be there from Crit. Bloodthorn onto KP, trying to hold him back, pummeling into him, but Kaka focusing Crit, forced away. Uni comes in with the Echo Slam, Kaka brought down low, but he gets away with the BKB, but they have killed the CM. CM's out for 100. Root onto the Abaddon, but they've lost the melee racks down bottom. They're going to lose the range. Zai is taken down, neither hero with buyback. Unite moving in onto Sumail, cuts down the Lina, onto RTZ. GG is called, and we'll be taking this series to a game 3, gods.
Holy moly. That was some game. Some game from Newbee. The fact they came back from such a rough landing stage. EG, it felt like just another classic EG game. It felt like they were going to